There's a new movie that's catching subscribers' attention on HBO Max, and it's completely taken over the world. With the combination of HBO's prestige releases and new arrivals from Warner Bros. Studios, it is quite common for fresh titles to emerge at the top of HBO Max's streaming charts. This year alone, viewers around the world have turned an eclectic group of movies into global smash hits. Jenna Ortega's The Fallout rose to the top of the streaming charts 5 years after its release just a few days ago. Den of Thieves 2, Pantera did the same, too. Paul Rudd and Jack Black's Anaconda found success here, and on Netflix, in April, while War for the Planet of the Apes topped HBO Max in March. That's given movies older and newer, dramatic and action-driven, and original and IP a new wave of interest. And with the constantly evolving state of streaming service libraries, there are consistently new offerings for subscribers. This often happens at the start of the month, with new movies on HBO Max in May 2026 including titles like Despicable Me, Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, and Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. However, none of those immediately became massive worldwide streaming successes. That honor instead belongs to Wuthering Heights, which is now available on HBO Max after releasing in theaters on February 13. 2.5 months later, the movie has swiftly topped the streaming charts. Wuthering Heights has completely taken over HBO Max. After releasing on the streamer worldwide on May 1, Wuthering Heights had no trouble vaulting to the #1 spot on HBO Max's charts. According to data from FlixPatrol, it remains in that prominent position days later, retaining its status as a global sensation as subscribers keep clicking play on it. As of May 4, Wuthering Heights sits as the most streamed movie on HBO Max in over 50 countries, including the United States. That puts it ahead of Marty Supreme, The Devil Wears Prada, Christie, and the 1939 version of Wuthering Heights, which rounds out the top 5 domestically. Based on FlixPatrol's point system that values a movie's placement per spot in different countries' top 10 charts, with a #1 spot being worth 10 points, #2 spot worth 9 points, etc., Wuthering Heights has 579 points as of today. That's almost 3.5x as much as HBO Max's #2 movie worldwide, Den of Thieves 2. While official streaming viewership data has yet to be released by HBO Max, the demand for the movie worldwide appears to be massive. It's a result that makes a lot of sense thanks to the nature of Wuthering Heights, who is involved, and more. Wuthering Heights is a known commodity. The most obvious explanation for Wuthering Heights' success on streaming lies with its history. The movie is an adaptation of the iconic novel of the same name by author Emily Brontë. Released in 1847, the book has stood the test of time and become regarded as one of the greatest English novels, thanks to Heathcliff and Cathy Earnshaw's complicated love story, its views on class and religion, and its various themes. Not only have many read Bronte's seminal work for academic or personal purposes, but the book has taken on new life over the years through various adaptations. Merle Oberon and Laurence Olivier starred in 1939's version. Anna Calder-Marshall and Timothy Dalton did a different take in 1970. Juliette Binoche and Ralph Fiennes headlined a 1992 adaptation. Kaya Scodelario and James Howson even played the leads in another recent retelling from 2011. Many of these Wuthering Heights movie adaptations proved to be quite popular, too, as seen with the 1939 version charting on HBO Max simultaneously with the 2026 reimagining. Whether someone is a fan of Bronte's book, the previous movies, any of the TV series, or all three, Wuthering Heights has no shortage of admirers who would be curious to see how a new adaptation tackles the source material. Wuthering Heights unites two major Hollywood stars. A key point of interest for this specific Wuthering Heights movie, though, is the stars behind the central love story. Jacob Elordi steps into the role of Heathcliff, while Margot Robbie becomes the latest star to put their spin on Cathy. And while she's not in front of the camera, Emerald Fennell being the writer and director of the reimagining brings additional name recognition to the title. Elordi has become one of Hollywood's signature under 30 stars. The 28-year-old Aussie has made waves in recent years with his role in HBO's Euphoria, a buzzy role in Fennell's divisive thriller Saltburn, and an Academy Award-nominated performance in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. With his charm and physical appearance turning him into a modern heartthrob, Elordi stepping into a role like this was bound to draw interest. Robbie, a fellow Aussie, is more of an established screen presence, though. She broke out in 2013 with The Wolf of Wall Street and has been in many other high-profile roles since then. Whether it's playing Harley Quinn in multiple DC movies, portraying Sharon Tate in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or becoming Mattel's icon for the $1.4 billion Barbie, Robbie has no shortage of supporters. Meanwhile, Fennell has established herself as a filmmaker to watch during the 2020s after delivering much-discussed movies in Promising Young Woman and Saltburn. Her hyper-stylized direction, use of music, and striking visuals can make her movies really work for some. For others, they fall flat or apart based on different decisions. Seeing Elordi and Robbie as Heathcliff and Cathy is undeniably a signature draw for Wuthering Heights, but not all the curiosity comes from wanting to watch them bring this romance to life. They are both tied to some of Wuthering Heights' biggest controversies, such as the movie aging Cathy up substantially and ignoring that Heathcliff is a person of color in the original book. Wuthering Heights has already proved to be very popular. Despite those controversial elements, the film has not struggled to find success. Even before Wuthering Heights came to streaming and easily rose to the top of HBO Max's charts, it was a massive box office success, no doubt thanks to audiences' familiarity with this story and the interest in the two stars. Warner Brothers played Wuthering Heights' release perfectly by putting it out in theaters over Valentine's Day weekend following an extensive and steamy marketing campaign. It opened to $32 million domestically, which was a respectable performance, even if below the hopes of a 50 Shades or It Ends With Us level debut. Wuthering